All right, let's begin.
Something that I saw that really was like, I was like, that's weird. Recently was Charlie Kirk's like had a conversation with someone. You know, how he has those like interviews at colleges.
Yeah.
And he was like, some guy was like, yeah, I'm Christian and I'm Palestinian, and he was like, oh, I think he said like Christ is king or something like that, and he's like, but where's Palestine? He said it's not a place, and he said as if Palestinian people aren't real people.
That's just that's a dumb.
That's craziness.
It is.
You know.
It's a dumb point. He's playing like a dumb rhetorical game that's obviously not true. And people do it on the other side too. They go, "How can I be?"
Bro cannot give. Bro, okay, he gave. Let's see.
He's like, but where's Palestine?
He gave 10 seconds. 10 seconds to the idea or the concept of people diminishing the Palestinian identity. 10 seconds. Why is Bradley even there? I think part of it is because Ethan's trying to show that they're better friends with him than they are with Hassan. I think it's kind of that.
People aren't real people.
That's just that's a dumb.
That's craziness.
It is.
You know.
It's a dumb point. He's playing like a dumb rhetorical game that's obviously not true. And people do it on the other side too. They go, "How can I be anti-Semitic if Arabs are Semitic?" It's like
That's not at all the same thing, actually. That's a very different conversation. Nobody does that. No, I can imagine that there are people that say I can't be anti-Semitic because I'm Arab and Arabs are Semitic people, right? Like, but like that's not the same conversation as like Charlie Kirk diminishing the concept of a Palestinian, like, which is ahistorical, to be clear. It's not true, right? Like, he's comparing apples to oranges. So Arab uses that argument, but they don't even care about this as that much anyway in Arab. Again, you can probably find somebody who said that, right? Which I'm sure I'm sure he can find that to justify his own positioning, right?
if Arabs are Semitic, it's like, you know what the fucking word means. You know?
Well, yeah, in the context that they've given it. The thing that I don't understand is like, it's gotten to a point where any criticism of what's happening there, you're anti-Semitic and you don't like Jewish people. Like, I have nothing wrong with Jewish people.
I've
seen that.
You've seen that? Because
Yeah.
I feel like people.
It's like if you just talk about it and if you don't talk about it in the light that one side wants you to talk about it, they're like, you just don't like, you're anti-Semitic. It's become like.
I feel like that's exaggerated more than it happens personally, because I do see a lot of people talking about Israel, and it's not, there are people that do that. But on the other side, when I'm like, yeah, maybe you guys let's not support Hamas, terrorist group, right?
Yeah, any terrorist.
Then they go, oh, you support genocide.
If you don't
criticize Hamas, terrorist group.
If you criticize Hamas, terrorist group, he just has to reiterate, and this is how you know the tides are shifting, is because he feels like every single time he says Hamas, he has to reiterate that it's a terrorist group. Because when you compare Hamas to Israel, right, by and large, people will side more with Hamas in 2025, right? And maybe that's bad, right? Maybe that's a terrible thing, right? That sucks. Maybe Israel should not be worse than Hamas is. And so he has to reiterate it both with terrorist group, right? To kind of stack the deck, right? Against Hamas. To be like, well, they're a terrorist group, by the way. So before you even support them, you know, they're a terrorist group. It's so funny. He did it twice, 2 separate times, the exact same way. It made me chuckle.
if you don't,
criticize Hamas, terrorist group,
then you support genocide.
jihadists, then you support genocide. Yeah, that's what I get all the time, every day. But I don't really support Israel either. I'm not like an Israel supporter by any means.
It's just the fucked up thing is like because I don't know enough about it, and I think it goes back much further than, everyone likes to talk about that date, the October 7th, but I feel like it's been an issue there for a long time, longer than that.
Yeah.
And honestly, Bradley Martin didn't do as bad of a job that I thought he would do here. He did a decent job of reframing the conversation away from whatever Ethan is talking about at the moment. Of being like, okay, I don't really care about your personal feelings, but like this back to the actual general conversation. When did Bradley get based? Honestly, like this is like, don't get me wrong. I think him and Steiny are both still like conservative, They're not like leftist by any means, right? But it got to a point where like Israel is seen as such a genocidal entity that even like normal everyday people, right, are just like, well, what are they even doing? Like, what are they even doing? We're basing Ethan, yeah, because Ethan is like fanatical and reactionary, right? He's emotionally invested in the state of Israel for whatever reason, whether it's his connection, his wife's connections to Israel, him living in Israel for 5 years, for whatever reason, has a direct connection with Israel. And so he's invested in the state of Israel, even if he doesn't want to admit that he is. And so when he talks to somebody who's not like he can't call like Bradley Martin a radical leftist, right? He can't call Steiny a radical leftist, right? But they're coming with points that he would like to put on like the radical left. And now he has to reckon with the fact that they're not radical positions anymore. Where's a... Oh, thank you for the YouTube sub things. YouTube chat. What's up, YouTube chat? Let's watch the episode. Is there usefulness in watching the episode? Start watching at 104. I'm not watching the freaking beginning of the episode. It goes into my meditation with Ryan Kavanaugh. Like, I can like watch this clip, but I'm not starting here and watching the entire thing. If there's something useful and interesting here.
And that giant snot thing came out, and then he sucked it back in. Did we show that? No. Oh, guys. That's
we went an hour and 4 minutes. Oh, you said 104. Like that this is 104. This is 10400. That was the confusion.
Look at Rolex, you fool.
Show me.
Chat said it's
Right there. You can
Chat
put
said
a
it's
link up there.
200,000.
Oh, look. And it comes.
Do you read chat often?
Never.
Yeah, he
Really?
does. This guy reads fucking
Is it
anything
okay
that's
if I read
posted
chat?
about him.
Yeah, I mean, they read the chat. I just
Anything that says H doesn't matter who posted, he's fucking reading it.
I just too
True.
distracting the host and.
I get it.
and
Wait, why
read-
are
but
you-
They read the chat.
Okay.
Ethan, why are you having your ops here? He's friends with the ops.
Who?
What?
Who the fuck is friends with the ops? You talking about
I'm
the song?
with
Mr.
you.
My best friend.
I rock with you, bro.
Wait, you're so fake?
Yeah,
How
you
am I
are-
fake?
he
You're
is.
so
No, he
fake.
is.
How am I fake, bro?
Because you had him on and glazed him up for an hour, Mister.
He's actually a nice guy.
He is
I'm
a nice
sure he
guy.
is.
He's a cool
Yeah,
guy.
I'm sure fucking Hitler, if you catch him on the right day, is a nice that share some tea with.
Dude,
Because you're
That is
Jewish.
a crazy comparison. He's so what's the word? He's so insane. I don't know if there's a better word than that. Bitter. That's the word I'm looking for. He's so bitter. He's so bitter. Petty also works.
You guys are like a
you're
gay
white.
couple getting divorced. You know what I'm saying? Like they love each other so much. But
Also, it's funny because like you see like Steiny and Bradley Martin do this with Hassan too, but you see there's a very clear difference in the way that Hassan handles this and the way that Ethan handles it. Ethan cannot laugh at himself, right? Like Hassan would be like, haha, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. You know, I think he's going off the deep end or whatever. Ethan's like, how dare you? How dare you compare me to this Hassan person? Don't you know he's a terrorist supporter? He's such a mean person. He made jokes about me being ugly and stuff, and my clothes being ugly and stuff. Like you're not real friends to me because you're friends with Hassan.
so much
You know, I
animosity.
just think it's so funny that you talk when in private. Stein's always like,
This
"It's
is
so
bullshit.
important what you're doing about anti-Semitism. I
Prove
wish
it."
I had the balls to do what you do." I don't even deny it. And then he sits down with Hassan. He sits down with fucking Sneeko. Okay, what have you done for the Jewish people exactly, other than throw us under the bus collectively?
Been to Israel.
Yeah, exactly.
Sign the scroll.
Exactly.
Had a bar
Give me
mitzvah.
break, bro.
You code switch. a
Tequila
lot, yeah,
Habda.
that's it.
Huh?
That's it. You
Just
code
code
switch.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you take off the talit and you put on the fucking.
Oh, I do not play both sides.
What do you put on?
I rock with both you guys.
you put on the
Just so you know,
SS.
Brad, you know I'm a loyal guy. Hey, if you hit me tomorrow and you said don't talk to that guy again, I wouldn't talk to him.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, that would be lame though.
Yeah,
It'd be lame, but I'm just saying, I'm showing my loyalty.
You're Jewish.
What I always wanted to ask you this.
You hear that? He's not mocking you.
Who said that?
You're Jewish
Who said?
Hassan.
Is he here?
because you're Jewish.
Yo, that soundbite's insane.
Oh, you think
What
that's
the
crazy?
fuck?
If you think
Just
that's
wait.
crazy, you should hear.
Is that?
Well, I
that's a
always wanted to ask you
swastika.
because I asked Hassan on my pod, but like, how did you guys actually break up? Maybe this is just rehashing.
It's a serious. It's like a couple breakup, bro.
Yeah, maybe I
It's
shouldn't.
not at all. No, I don't. Everybody knows the story. I talk about it a lot. After October 7th.
No. Before that, because the show split before that.
No, after.
It did.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
pro-terrorism. He's basically a Hamas spokesperson in the West. I'm not even exaggerating. That's the guy who you're.
I honestly don't watch
whitewashing.
his. I don't watch
Well,
his
you
streams.
probably should fucking vet people before you have them on your show.
Also, you can tell that they don't believe him. This is the funniest part, is that like they don't believe him, right? Because if they did believe him, they wouldn't do a show with Hassan. But like they don't believe him. They're just like, okay, Ethan's just being Ethan right now. You know what I mean? He's exaggerating. Like,
Because you're platforming someone who is like a virulent
Bro,
anti-Semite.
I hate when you say that because you literally, when I watch your stories, every single one is that guy. So you're no different. I'm gonna tell you right now.
How am I no different?
Even if you're calling him out on his bullshit, you platform him daily, bro. And by the way, when
Platforming is not the same as calling out. Are you?
This is getting real.
when he,
Jew on
when,
Jew
when
violence
your,
right
when your
here.
wife said she had to mute me
What
because
the
I post
fuck?
funny stories,
I'm
when she said I
Italian.
was cringe.
Well, that's a whole different thing.
That is a different thing, but I'm just saying, once you showed her my story, she laughed for 5 minutes. So it's just funny, like the fake bullshit.
How is me calling someone out the same as you having a friendly conversation with
It
them?
wasn't friendly.
they call James Cahill and Sam Cedar pro Hamas. Yes.
It
Fucking
was
fireworks.
fucking
There was
friendly, bro.
fireworks
This
in
is
there.
crazy.
There was fireworks.
You know what, Steiny? You deserve to get your foreskin back for this one, dude.
Tom, it's good, bro.
We're stapling the foreskin back.
Yeah, you've lost your privileges, though.
No, I'm not.
I love how Zach only speaks up to like dog on people who he sees as pro Hassan.
Taking that back.
You
I got a clean cut, bro.
Is anyone else Jewish in here?
Right here, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see what up to Livy?
Yeah, I saw her. She's super sweet. every
Livy.
time
She's
I
with
see her.
me, bro.
Livy,
Oh, yeah.
is that new?
Steiny like.
We're going out this week.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I actually do believe you. Is that
you like?
true?
What?
Bro, what
Are
is
you gonna-
happening in this podcast, bro?
You go on a date with Steiny?
It's not in the books.
Well, so would you? Would you?
Yeah, she would.
I fear that we have very different politics. I don't think we would.
Give me one example. Give me one example.
Okay, how about
I mean,
I'm
that doesn't stop her from working on the show with the pro-genocide Ethan Klein. Someone explain to me who Steiny is. Steiny, have you heard of the Nelk Boys? Did the Nelk Boys break up, Jet? Are they no longer together? Yeah, he's a Nelk boy. Yeah, it's Steiny. Steve will do it. Probably another one. I don't freaking know. They don't do content together anymore. Right? They've now have their own separate things. They've gone. What is Steve will do it doing? After he like kissed his dog or something. I don't even know. Oh, sorry, he didn't kiss his dog. He did other things to his dog. So, yeah. Yeah. You can go look it up if you wanna see it.
I'm gonna throw this out there, and you guys both answer.
Okay.
Your thoughts on the on the protests happening right now?
I think there's. Yo,
Stop the sounds, bro.
Yo, dude.
The sounds are fucking
Shut
me
the
up.
fuck up.
It's too funny though.
Okay,
That's
well,
like-
can I
this
give
is
my
a joke.
response?
Yeah.
I know it just makes it.
I think
like,
two things.
Too intense.
Everything works, dude.
I think that there should be some sort of like statute of limitations, if you will. Like if there's someone that's been here for like 10 years as a family, I don't necessarily agree with ripping them out of their homes, but I also think there's anarchists and people that take advantage of the situation, the looters that wait for moments like this and they take away everything from the positive protests.
So,
Go ahead.
so how would you
You can't.
how would you rank? How would you review the police response to the?
That's the hardest thing that you can't answer that because there's two sides. There's people peacefully protesting, and then there's people that take advantage of the situation that are causing Waymos, lighting them on fire,
You know-
looting the Apple store. So
The
how do you
Waymos-
Not
balance?
the Waymos. Okay, I don't really care about Steiny's take on the protest. If I cared about that, I would have looked at that. We care about the beef between Steiny and not the guy expected from him, to be fair. No, it's the normal like freaking like libbed up tape. He's like, yeah, I voted for Donald Trump, but I don't care. I don't support ripping people from their families, even though that's what I voted for. But also, violence is too much. It's the normal conservative take. Steiny's like a chameleon. He kind of puts on whatever he's around. If Steiny's talking to like other Trump supporters, he'll be like, yeah, I know, deport them all. Who cares? You feel me? But if he's like around like lib adjacent people, he'll be like, yeah, I don't support ripping people away from their families, but you know, violence is too much. If he was next to Hassan, he'd be like, yeah, no, I get why there's violence. You know, I understand why people are angry about this. I don't agree with it, but like I understand what's going on here. You know what I mean? He's flexible. Right? He moves one way and moves the other way because like that's just what it is. You know what I mean? We'll 1.5 times speed this.
Take some damage. The Waymos took some heat.
That is true. However, there are people I also believe that are on the police force and that are abusing the situation as well in terms of fighting back. And you're looking at me like I'm crazy, and this is why I'm
fighting back. Yeah, they're not fighting back. They're fighting. They're starting the problems, the issues.
Looking at you like you're crazy.
Thank you.
I'm not looking at her like she's crazy.
Well, she says she's
That's the classic victim play. I'm just saying. I'm not looking at her like she's crazy. I'm
Now
making
you're
it clear.
accusing her of playing victim.
Very smooth. No, we were just talking about.
This is not working.
No, but I'm not
I
looking at her.
apologize for saying you were looking at me like
Yeah.
you're crazy. You weren't.
No. Okay. But what I'm saying is if you're a
Do you
police...
think this is a good start?
Yeah.
Okay.
This over dinner, then we have a couple drinks, and it'd go smooth. I promise you.
Hopefully not like the last time your ex-girlfriend described that date.
What did she say?
Did you see that?
No. What?
She was just saying you guys had a horrible date.
Oh my god, yeah, that was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that when you like called out the table next
Yes.
to you? or
Yeah, that was
something?
bullshit. That's why I don't do dates anymore. Shit like that.
How's your love life, Bradley?
Ooh. I don't really talk about it too much publicly.
That's fair.
Yeah, just keep it like that.
That's
fine.
it?
Smart answer.
You feel free to decline.
Make it
I've
public.
always just not. It's just. It seems like so much comes with that.
Yeah, it's respectful to your spouse.
I was gonna skip ahead and chatter like, keep watching, and it's just about their freaking love lives. I can't stand drama chatters.
I don't know how I feel about that. Do I agree with him pardoning NBA
Protest.
Jesus, dude, that's old of anything.
Thoughts on the,
it's not good.
how do you feel about Trump pardoning the January 6th protest?
Jesus, dude, that's old news.
Well, how do you feel about it?
going on?
I don't know how I feel about that. Do I agree with him pardoning NBA YoungBoy? Absolutely. But
He's dodging.
I'm not dodging. This is like
Is-
you're taking me back to traveling in time, dude. This is old news.
Then you should have no problem recalling your opinion.
Dude, how do you feel about World War II? Like, I don't know.
It wasn't good.
Like,
Easy.
why are we going back in the
Easy.
past?
It wasn't good.
Jesus,
It
dude,
was
that's not
bad.
relevant shit.
I disagree with World War. Well, I disagree.
Wait, hold on.
No, I
World War
disagree.
II ended with defeating the Nazis in Hitler. Are you saying you disagree with that? Is that what you're saying?
The Nazis all the time.
I disagree with what the Nazis did. You didn't let me finish. Landed that
We're
plane.
talking about World War II.
Thank you for the 4 month subscription.
Just subscribed.
Yeah.
Jew.
The one about with the Nazis? Yeah.
Harley, you're not really contributing with that. I gotta say.
All right, so you guys want to look at this culture? You just want to bitch and moan about some bullshit? Like, keep going, just humiliating yourself in front of.
I'm not humiliating myself. I guarantee you tomorrow night. Well, let's do dinner.
You'll guarantee that, huh?
We'll do.
You guarantee? Will you see me there?
I know a spot. I got a good vegan spot.
You said something funny about like your politics not aligning. Is that that's like a hard
If you're
I'll date fucking anybody.
weird though. That's like a
about your
Do we come off as all? I don't know where that came from, but
dude.
I'll take two.
Sin. It's not a sin.
well, that shot.
How many milligrams of nicotine?
You're pretty nicotine.
If you take
Crazy.
I
Like,
took some milligrams.
the media, see online, it's on fire.
Start laughing at much of the.
You will?
Sure.
Funny. You learn.
Yeah, because there's.
How hard of a situation it is when you do have people taking advantage of the situation that are going crazy. Like how can you really?
It's not that.
That's
there
serious.
is- no,
Burning
there
cars
is
and
disorder.
breaking into places and looting is a serious thing.
It is disorder, and certainly like something that should
easily
be
help.
the best effort should be done to hold these people accountable, arrest them, etc.
Okay, so then
but
what's
these happen on every large-scale protest, and the scale of the destructive behavior, I think, in this protest has been on the low side, even compared to other ones we've seen in LA.
Okay, so Dancing Dan
didn't
and
have,
you,
like, an
how's it?
federal response.
How would you guys handle it then? If you're in this situation to stop the.
You just make
Not
yourself
by
safe.
sending in Marines. It's
Yeah,
just,
So how else do you
Marines.
do it?
there's with the police force,
Yeah, the
which
LAPD
there's
got it.
plenty.
You think LAPD has it?
Without getting too specific, I have firsthand knowledge of these protests, and
went there.
without doxing myself, I live in very close to proximity to where they've been occurring, and I can tell you from personal firsthand experience, what you're seeing in the media is blown way the fuck out of proportion. This is all happening within like a 2-block area. Like this is not
That's
a large
true.
scale.
Yeah,
So Dan Street is safe.
No, they make it sound like the entire city of LA is being like
It's in chaos, and it's like
lockdown, but
mass looting or whatever. It was
literally
like one Apple store and a Nike store, and it happened on the first couple nights of the protest. Now all of downtown is completely fucking locked down at night, like
There's a
to an
curfew
absurd
now.
degree.
But
you
it
don't
all-
need the National Guard and the Marines for this. It's just this isn't like the '92 riots
Do you
in LA.
understand
it's
that
not totally different
the
order.
Marines? No, the Marines are not coming in to stop the peaceful protests. They're coming in to stop the looting and the.
They're coming in
looting.
to intimidate
Yes.
protesters.
Which is not protesters.
They're coming in because
And-
Trump wants to convince people that there's some civil war happening with him in California. It's all political. They're not doing anything. You seen the picture of them? They're sleeping on the floor.
So this is where I disagree with you because I think that intimidation can be good to stop the negative things happening.
No, it's not intimidation. It's
They're crossing
propaganda.
the line. There's a video of we can pull it up of a news broadcaster literally just standing there giving the story, and you can see one of the guys line up and shoot a rubber
Okay,
bullet.
did he line up?
That
Wait,
was pretty crazy.
did she happen to be in the line of
happened all
fire, or
day.
did he line up?
No,
and,
he turned towards
Okay,
the-
that's not okay.
I saw that. It was pretty
pretty
crazy.
Did he line
And
up?
that
Yeah,
is
he lined up.
very
He
that
lined
is very
up.
prevalent.
You know,
with
yeah,
people
so
that
the
are
Australian reporters,
keeping
they
these
didn't like-
places
I love
quote
that
unquote
fucking
safe.
guy. The reason why
You don't like that. You don't like shooting civilians.
no, the
Didn't
reason why this is all
actually
fucked up
win.
is because it's like
Well, he didn't say that he went. He just said that he lives near it. To be fair.
we're talking about a problem now that has been a problem for a long time. And the reason why this conversation is going on is so like heated is because people have been here for so long, and they've been allowed to come here. Not allowed, but there's not been much to keep people sort of out. Like the borders haven't been a strong border.
So my take is this, because I agree with you. The borders have been like completely mismanaged. What I think is this: like, if you want to regulate immigration, that's totally fine to do. But people that are here, that have families here, that live here, and et cetera, people, say having ICE pull up to their houses, pull it up to their places of work, tearing apart
It's
families.
just a bunch of liberals just talking to each other about liberalism. This is like the conservative wing of liberals versus the like liberal wing of liberals just talking to each other. And they've agreed baseline that like, yeah, there's too much immigration going on. Too much immigration going on. We need to shut that down and tamp that down real quick. Right. But yeah, it's just going a little bit too far. That's it. That's what's happening here. Fascist liberals versus fascist light liberals. Yeah.
There's
Okay, how much
cases-
racism is good balance? Exactly. Right? It's also funny to say this because, like, wasn't his wife immigrated to America? Right? So, like, she can do it, but, like, other people can't do it, and you need to tamp down the border. You need to shut down the border because they're coming in too much. I don't know. It's an interesting way to frame this discussion. Oh yeah, because she did it the right way. The right way.
They're only doing that against violent criminals. They're not doing it against violent criminals. They're doing it against everybody.
People I know.
and there's not a lot of immigrants are not a lot of fucking violent criminals. Most immigrants are hardworking, honest family people. You guys probably know that. You
I
guys
also hate that line of question to be like, oh, most immigrants aren't violent criminals. They're hardworking people, so they deserve to be here. I also don't think that we should be ripping apart the families of somebody who committed petty thefts either. You know, right? You can't craft policy off of like the most extreme cases because then innocent people are going to get caught in the crossfire.
Especially, yeah. So
Yeah, I don't
So,
think
like,
lazy
if you
people
want-
should be kidnapped either. Yeah, and shuffled across the border. Yeah, those lazy kids, they're not even working yet. They're not working the fields yet. How dare? How dare?
to control the border, do that. But the whole ICE thing is totally fucking manic
There
insanity.
was a 10-year-old yesterday, or 9 years old. He was deported by himself back to Honduras. He was held separate from his father after their hearing. And I don't know if his father was also deported, but he by himself went back to Honduras, a life that he's never known.
Well, let me give you an example of someone I know.
Can we fact check that?
That's
Yeah, his name is
no, you
Martyr.
can fact check it. But I'll tell you someone I know personally. This is someone I know in my own life. So she's in her 30s. She has 3 kids. She has a sister with 3 kids. They're grown-ups. They have full-time jobs. They work. They have families here. They've been here. Their kids grew up here, and she's been here for like 15 years.
Again, I don't want to. We're just hearing like liberals and like conservative liberals yap about freaking immigration. And this is a decent thought experiment to see just like how conservatives operate. To be like, oh yeah, if that's happening, that's bad. Oh, if that's happening, that's bad. But it's still a problem. Oh, if that's happening, that's bad. Oh, if that's happening, that's bad. You know. Oh, children being separated from their fathers and being deported, that's bad. If that's happening, if that's happening, that's bad. People, non-criminals being deported, if that's happening, that's bad, right? But it's still a problem. We need to do a problem. That's it. Right? It's just the way conservatives operate. They'll be like, oh yeah, all this is bad, but we should not change it because who cares, you know? Everything you're saying, yeah, it's bad, but like, you know, I mean, something has to be done, so because it's still a problem. Instead of taking a step back and be like, hey, maybe it's not a problem. And the liberals are not telling them, hey, that's not a problem, right? Why do you care, right? Even if people were like flooding through the border, the southern border, why do you care? Right? Why does it matter to you? Are you mad that you're not getting the benefits you deserve from your government? They weren't giving it to you anyway. Your problem was not with the immigrants, your problem with the government. If you're mad that your job laid you off, right? You were going to get laid off anyway. Problem is not with the immigrants. The problem is with your job, right? Your personal life, right? And things that are impacting your personal life sucks. Not because an immigrant is making your life worse, but because the people who hold the power have decided that they get to utilize this underclass of people to push you away from the pay that you deserve, right? Or the benefits that you think that you deserve, you're not getting because the government has decided you're not getting them, right? Despite the fact that an immigrant exists, right? We're closing in on $1 trillion military budget, right? A defense spending budget, $1 trillion, right? Up like 900 billion, right? And you're so worried about what an immigrant that may go to the hospital, they're paying in the taxes, right? So their money's going to the military too. The money you're paying for taxes are going to the military, and the money that they're paying in taxes is going to the military. And neither of you are getting the care and the service that you deserve when it comes to like your health care, when it comes to SNAP benefits, right? When it comes to Social Security. You're just getting marginally more than that immigrant's getting. Right? The problem you have is with the government and the way that they are siphoning your dollars, the money you're paying in taxes and funneling it directly into Israel. Right? But the issue with this is that like Ethan's not going to tell them that because Ethan thinks that we should be giving money to Israel. He thinks that's a good thing. He's pro-Israel. He's not going to say, hey, the problem you have with the government is the fact that we're giving so much money to Israel. We're spending so much money on defense because he's pro spending money on defense, right? He believes in American imperialism. That's what liberals do, which is why liberals never do a good job in courting and changing conservatives' mind because they believe 99% of the same things. All right, we're going to clips. We're going to clips. I think that's the best way to engage with this. Whatever happens to Ethan Klein dropping his lawsuit on Noah Sampson? Did that ever happen? No? Oh, that's interesting. Saw that. He settled his lawsuit with Kavanaugh yesterday to pursue new lawsuits. Okay, sure.
Lots of history, lots of ins, lots of out, lots of history between the groups, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like the nuance is gone. You can't have a historical conversation. You can't try to contextualize like the violence.
It did.
Yeah, he's pro-terrorism.
I don't even know what this clip is supposed to show, honestly. Was that all the good parts of the? Did we see all the good parts of the thing, the VOD? You know what? We'll just do this. That's on. Okay, it's not showing up in the about 2 S's in the transcript. Yeah. Saw that already.
And honestly, like I've talked to Hassan a lot, and I just wanted to sit down with him and see what kind of guy he is. And he came off as not gonna.
Why is it that when I talk to you, don't you think? Don't you think?
In life.
Are your siblings? Do they just have kind of normal jobs?
Yeah.
They're working. They're not influencers or anything.
That's
like
not true. Your sister works.
She fucks around, but she has like a 9 to 5.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. I care about my career, people in my life. Yeah.
Platforming anti-Semite.
No. I don't think about it as deep as you. I think that's the problem.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
You should think about it. Don't you think? Don't you think?
I learned to not give a shit anymore. I'm sorry.
That's not something learning that is good.
I don't know.
You know what I
dude.
mean?
I know what you're saying, but like
But some things are you agree some things you should care about.
for sure.
But then why is it that when I talk to you behind the scenes, you're always like this anti-Semitism thing is crazy?
Because I am bothered by a lot of it. Like X is crazy with
But
that.
you do care.
I do care.
And do you care?
Do I feel like it's my job to go and just take every day and every moment of my life to attack these people? No.
What about taking these people who are propagating it and putting them on your show and treating them like normal human beings? People should go and consume.
Dude, that's one circumstance. And honestly, like I've talked to Hassan a lot, and I just wanted to sit down with him and see what kind of guy he is. And he came off as not gonna believe everything that he agrees with, but he came off as a decent guy.
Did you ask him any questions about like if he thinks that like Zionists should be executed or anything
No.
like that? Well,
I stay away from that because I already know how he feels about
of course
that.
you stayed away from that.
To be fair, I do have similar conversations with people that you probably would not like as well. So
No, but here's the difference. Steiny is like he's like I support you, bro. It's so important. Fuck these people. But then you have him on your show.
I never said fuck him.
Hassan?
Yeah.
You should.
But I think that like if you and Hassan didn't talk about anything that related, you guys would be great friends.
At this point, nah.
I think what Steiny's saying without saying it is that he just doesn't agree with Ethan's characterization of Hassan. You know? Like, that's kind of the point. Like, he just doesn't agree with what Ethan thinks Hassan is. He's not going to say to Ethan's face, I don't think Hassan is anti-Semitic, because like it'll make Ethan go off and go crazy. Right? Bryson is thinking for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Right? Steiny just doesn't agree with Ethan's characterization of Hassan as anti-Semite. He just doesn't. And so that's why Ethan's so pissed, right? Because like Steiny can simultaneously be like, yo, Ethan, what you're saying in combating anti-Semitism, I think this is an important thing that's going on. Because Steiny's correct, is that it does happen a lot on Twitter. There is a lot of anti-Semitism on Twitter, right? There's a lot of people who are doing a conflation between Judaism and Zionism on Twitter. There's a lot of people who are blaming Jewish people as a whole, like in diaspora, for like the actions of Israel. That this is happening. This is a thing, right? He just doesn't agree with that. It's like Hassan's fault that somehow Ethan has gotten in his mind that it's like Hassan is the root cause of this, which is even like is just not true. Even to Steiny, he kind of knows that Steiny doesn't agree with him. But he's mad Steiny won't say it because he can't attack him for it. Yeah, that's why he said you're a coward or whatever. You told me this thing, one thing, and then you say a different thing on air. Ethan wants to try to strong arm people into thinking Hassan is anti-Semitic, but because if you just show perceived anti-Semitism, no one will agree. Yeah. Right, that Ethan only cares about Hassan of all of his guests too. Yeah.
No.
That's what happened.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm saying he's a guy that, like,
Let's just not talk.
what?
I just want to be friends.
I don't agree with everything with
If you
fucking
think open your
Brad.
mouth, it ruins everything.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
It's what you suggest. I'm sorry. I'm being. It's what you suggested, isn't it? Who do you talk? What's happening?
Brad agrees with me.
Well, I have those conversations. I have those uncomfortable conversations with people too.
We had one together. Remember
Yeah.
about Sneeko?
Yeah, I had him on, and he said some probably things that you probably wouldn't like recently.
Did you like them?
I mean, I don't like any of the stuff that's like, for me when I have these conversations, I try to understand where people are coming from.
Sure.
Right. I don't know enough about all sides of it to have like, and I think that's one of the problems that I've run into where it's like, I've kind of tried a little bit more to stay a little bit away from it because I don't have enough knowledge of everything to say and to have those conversations. In a
Do
great way.
you think like if you're having a contentious conversation with a contentious person, to at least like
I live like a capitalist every single day.
at least educate yourself to the point where you can kind of, because if you give someone a platform to be like, yeah, so Jews run the government, they took over the government.
I can tell you something.
Deacon has to think for the 7-month subscription.
Israel owns Epstein, and basically Jews have started all the world wars. Like if they're coming out with this kinds of stuff, like Dan Bilzerian type of insanity, do you think that there should be some preparation to fact checked? Instead of just being like, go ahead, and then when he's done, you're like, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I tend to have the conversation overall where I'm like, I'm in no way like defending either side. I'm like questioning the whole picture. Like, for example, if you talk about like the Israel thing and the America and like working intertwined, and everyone always says it's like Israel's like controlling America or vice, and not really vice versa. I'm always kind of like, well, we're also like everyone at that level is somewhat complicit in it. Like if we're like, I definitely don't like when someone goes, it's just this one place that's like doing all this bad stuff.
So what is it that Sneeko said that you just that I wouldn't
I
like?
can't remember the exact conversation.
For a lot.
Probably a lot, but yeah, I also don't like shutting down conversations entirely to be like, we're not
Not
gonna
shut it
say
down, but like engaging in a more informed conversation.
right. I mean, that's definitely my goal, is to learn more.
What were you gonna say?
What I was gonna say is I feel like a lot of these, like you, when I text you that stuff, it's because I can tell you actually genuinely care and believe in this shit that you preach. And I feel like a lot of these people just don't actually believe in that, or they're exaggerating it for their own benefit to appeal to a certain audience. So I just would rather not even fucking entertain it, because you can't win that battle.
But I do think Hassan's being serious. But also, if he is just preaching the choir and he doesn't care, it still has the same effect.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think that you can see through who actually believes what they say.
Do you think Hassan believes what he says?
I honestly don't watch a ton of Hassan.
I think he believes what he says.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
He's a true believer.
Yeah.
But if he's saying it daily and he streams every day and he's talking about them, yeah, probably.
But do you know about like
You need to know a lot about both sides. Understand carrying people from their families is bad, and the admin is bad for America. I mean, yeah, but then they'll say like, what about the violence? You know what I mean? That's what Steiny would say.
So, okay, we don't need to get into like a political combo. Just curious where you guys stand. What's like the most fucked up interview you've done, do you think?
I don't even know. Most fucked up.
Or when someone came on, you're like, whoa, I did not anticipate all this craziness.
I don't know. I mean, they're all kind of, whenever we start talking about that kind of stuff, it always gets crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think something that I saw that really was like, I was like, that's weird. Recently was Charlie Kirk's like had a conversation with someone, you know, he has those like interviews at colleges.
Yeah.
And he was like, some guy was like, I'm Christian and I'm Palestinian. And he was like, oh, you know, I think he said like Christ is king or something like that. And he's like, but where's Palestine? He said, it's not a place. And he said, I said, Palestinian people aren't real people.
That's just that's a dumb,
but that's craziness.
It is.
You know?
It's a dumb point. It's
Like
like he's playing like a dumb rhetorical.
Couldn't find anything, so he moved away. Yeah. His goal is to just for them to be like, man, you're right, Ethan. Hassan is anti-Semitic, and we'll never talk to him again. You're so cool, awesome, and amazing. That's what his goal is. But like for Bradley Martin would just say, like, I'm just gonna talk to anybody regardless of their takes. And for Steiny just again, I don't think Steiny agrees with Ethan's characterization of Hassan. Right? Like I don't think that's the case.
Game that's obviously not true. And people do it on the other side too. They go, how can I be anti-Semitic if if Arabs are Semitic, it's like, you know what the fucking word means.
Well, yeah, in the context that they've given it. The thing that I don't understand is like it's gotten to a point where any criticism of what's happening there, you're anti-Semitic and you don't like Jewish people. Like I have nothing wrong with Jewish people. I've seen that.
You've seen that? Because I feel like people
like if you just talk about it and if you don't talk about it in the light that one side wants you to talk about it, they're like, you just don't like, you're anti-Semitic. It's become like,
I feel like Bradley believes it. He has a great relationship with his son. I don't think Bradley believes it either, right? But for like, because like Ethan is not necessarily trying to catch Bradley the same way he's trying to catch Steiny, right? Because he uses Steiny's conversations with him privately being like, I am glad you see you fighting against anti-Semitism because I genuinely think that you believe this. Right? He's trying to use that against Steiny to be like, this is why you should be against Hassan. He's not really doing that with Bradley specifically.
Exaggerated more than it happens personally, because I do see a lot of people talking about Israel, and it's not, there are people that do that. But on the other side, when I'm like, yeah, maybe guys, let's not support Hamas, terrorist group, right?
Yeah, any terrorist.
Then they go, oh, you support genocide.
If you
criticize Hamas, terrorist group,
and you support genocide.
Jihadists, then you support genocide. Yeah, that's what I get all the time, every day. But I don't really support Israel either. I'm not like an Israel supporter by any means.
It's just the fucked up thing is like because I don't know enough about it, and I think it goes back much further than everyone likes to talk about that date, the October 7th, but I feel like it's been an issue there for a long time, longer than that.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Anytime you talk about this in a way that doesn't highlight one side better than the other, it's like you're either you don't like these people or you don't like these people, and it's like I don't want people to die. I don't want people to die in any sort of regard.
Right. Well, and I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people what bothers me that I see is people trying to oversimplify it. Like it used to be common knowledge, like that is a complicated situation. There's lots of ins, lots of outs, lots of history between the groups.
She's like,
right?
bro, I remember back to before October 7th, it was common knowledge that it was a complex thing. The people were like, after October 7th and after Israel killed tens of thousands of kids, people were like, well, it's not complicated anymore. And I didn't really get that. It didn't really make sense to me. I'm like, well, it used to be complicated. What makes it uncomplicated now? Was it all the children that Israel was killing? It should still be complicated. Why is it not complicated anymore? I think that if it's still complicated to you after Israel has killed tens of thousands of children, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I do not know what you want me to tell you. I don't.
But now it's like the nuance is gone. You can't have a historical conversation. You can't try to contextualize like the violence or the Israeli perspective, right? Like you can't have an informed, sophisticated conversation, at least in the world that I exist in, because you just get called a genocide supporter, baby killer, which is what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
You never actually do see that. Like one person from each side just have like an actual in-depth conversation.
It does happen, but not very commonly, honestly.
They need to have more of that.
I have seen. It's very hard to find. It really is.
That's a problem.
I think people just want to. Yeah, it is a problem.
Didn't Borat do it?
You defend genocide. I mean, it is hard to sit down with somebody who's a genocide defender. This is true. There's a reason why you don't see it very often. Because you have one group of people who are like pro-genocide and one group of people who are anti-genocide. So yeah, you don't see that very often. So I did that with him, and I even made it about swastika swords. But I seriously engage with somebody who doesn't believe it's a genocide or agrees with the genocide. Yeah.
Talk about the movie?
Yeah. Did you ever see that scene when he sat down? Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I was just talking about that with Cav.
I think you're talking of Bruno, I think.
Bruno, yeah. You never saw that clip?
I can't remember specifically.
Oh, it's amazing.
I gotta watch that back.
Dude, he's the GOAT. I watched Brothers Grimsby last night.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that?
No.
Dude, pull up the elephant scene from Brothers Grimsby if you want to see something crazy.
Probably get claimed.
We can't even.
Yeah.
It's too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call it porn.
You gotta go and watch that.
Pornographic? What
Bruno?
The Brothers Grimsby.
Brothers Grimsby.
There's like they're
It's the
inside.
most insane scene I've ever seen.
Brothers? Well, I can watch it off like the TV.
They're inside an elephant's womb, and the elephant's penis goes inside of the womb, and they're inside there, and they have to get it.
They're hiding from the enemy.
Here, just don't show it. Let's see.
Bro, just watch this clip.
This?
Yeah.
How does this go into an
just-
elephant
just-
penis?
bro, let it play.
How do we get to elephant penis from this?
I have to mute it.
Yeah. Okay, so they're shooting up a house.
Favorite. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
They move on, I assume. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was that. Yeah, the Ethan stuff is exactly the same and didn't change at all. Yeah, still just Hassan's an anti-Semite. How dare you be friends with him? Yeah, it's been like, how long has it been, chat, since we talked about Ethan last? Probably like 2-3 weeks. Right? I mean, let's see. Yeah, a month. It was this. Well, I don't even know who this is referring to. I didn't see the boxing coach call in. I didn't watch this either. Didn't watch this one. Yeah. It has been a good few weeks. And we're gonna go back to it, actually. I'm not gonna talk about Ethan Klein any longer. But yeah, that's the Ethan Klein stuff. I don't have much else to add to that. It was a Pride Month miracle. True. I'm sure I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Oh, did y'all see this? Is he Tyler Harrow on Aiden Ross stream? No, I did not. Wait, did the Drake Kai stream happen? Why did nobody talk about this? No, I got pushed back. Oh, LOL. But why is Neon here? I didn't know freaking Aiden Ross kept Neon around. Also, I thought Aiden Ross wasn't streaming on Kick anymore.
A real thing?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, but I don't think he dropped the 100.
Are
you serious?
I don't believe in history. Okay.
Wait, you still you don't believe in shit that happened like 200 years ago?
The moon landing.
Hell no.
Wait, really?
What about the moon landing?
No, I don't believe in that. Oh. I don't believe
Maybe he's a subscriber to Last Thursdayism. Right? Maybe he may be a Last Thursdayism believer. You know? That everything happened last Thursday. The world was created last Thursday. You know? Maybe he believes that. This is the real thing, by the way. Last Thursdayism is the idea the universe was created last Thursday, but the physical appearance of being a billion years old. This is an actual like thing.
anything that happened past before 1950.
He just made that up. Okay, he just made that up. Okay, nah. He just made that up. I don't believe that. Nope. Nope.
Somebody go get that.
Nope. He just made that up. He's like, nah. I don't believe anything that happened before 19. I don't know, like 50. I guess. Why is it called 1950? Mr. Martin, that's for the 5 gifted subs. Much appreciated. There are people who were born before 1950. He just wants to sound cool. Yeah, he's just trying to be different.
Wait.
Wait, now I'm thinking.
Nah.
Have you been fucking bamboozled?
No. Like, okay. Like, do you think the Earth's flat?
That has nothing to do with that, bro. What the fuck?
Bro, if you took the combined brain power in this room, you could probably power like 2, 3 vacuum tubes. Like straight up, you can make a solid 3-bit binary number with their 3 collective brain cells.
You ever go to Mars? Okay, so wait. You don't believe it's something that happened like 200 years ago?
Yeah, like, how do we know? Like,
Maybe an LED. No, vacuum tubes are the lowest level of like digital hardware. Like literally the lowest level of digital hardware. Like they're the foundational backbones of early age digitization. Yeah, they're electric bits on and off. Right? Like before LEDs. You know? Before LEDs.
Yeah, how do we know? When did he come to America or the land or whatever?
True.
They said
Wait,
1492.
But there's no way of really knowing if it was him. Could have been Bob.
Right.
Like, I'm being that ass. That's.
They're saying he's based.
What does that mean?
Like a real thing?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, but I don't think he's.
These people have a confined following of hundreds of million people, by the way. they are all richer than you will ever be. So take solace in that, you know. In fact, the sum total of your life is going to amount to less money than even this person here. Just by Neon's the smartest person in this room, by the way. I just have to call that out. I don't know who's dumber, this one or this one. Probably this one, I'm gonna be real. Not Aiden's the smartest? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Have you seen Aiden Ross? Okay, wait. What word was it? Was it wasn't utilitarian? What word was it? Ultra nationalist. Thank you. It was ultra nationalist.
What does a fascist mean?
You also misspelled fascist by saying fascist.
It means you are.
Like these are analog, not digital. Okay, nerd.
A far right authorization on ultranationalist. Oh my God, ultra analytist.
Ultra analytist. Okay, wait, hold on, run it back.
What does a fascist mean? It means you are a far right authorization on ultranationalist. Oh my God, ultra analyst.
Wesley unban request is in. Why did Wesley do an unban request? He said he wanted to leave. Bro announced his departure like an airport. He's like, I'm out of here. He's like, I'm gonna scram. And then he scrammed. And now he's like, okay, I'm back now. We'll get it in a second.
Analyst, political ideology movement characterized by dictator leadership, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition. So I don't know what that means, bro. I swear to God. I don't know what the fuck a fascism is. I don't know what the fuck that is. Benito Mussolini and Giviante Gentile and Jason Stanley. Like, who the fuck are these people, bro? Never heard in my fucking life. What is an example of a fascist? Yo!
What? Okay, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. That made me laugh. That What was I?
Does a fascist mean? It means you are a far right authorization on ultra analyst, political ideology movement characterized by dictator leadership, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition. So I don't know what that means, bro. I swear to God, I don't know what the fuck a fascism is. I don't know what the fuck that is. Benito Mussolini and Giviante Gentile and Jason Stanley. Like, who the fuck are these people, bro? Never heard of my fucking life. What is an example of a fascist? Yo!
That's funny. That's funny. Oh! I almost forgot. Who has the Mizkif clip? Who has the Mizkif? We have updates, chat. We have updates to Kick streaming in OTK. We found out who's going to be doing it. If you don't know, OTK is moving to Kick for okay, not moving to Kick. They're at Kick for certain exclusive events. And this is the first event. Apparently Nick, Soda, S-Van, and you think you can hide this person here. They have her silhouette here. My money is on Emeru. Do y'all see the silhouette? I'm not going crazy, am I? Y'all see the silhouette of a person here. I do? Kachi or Emily? No, I think it's Emeru. My money's on Emeru. Here. There's also like, I think a Gundam here. Also another silhouette here. Right? I don't think it's Asmon's silhouette. I think this is Emeru. We've been fat and lazy. We'll continue to be fat and lazy, but on stream, events are back and phase 3 is just beginning tomorrow at 8 p.m. ET. I wonder if this is part of the reason why Will Neff left. We know this is part of the reason why Young Jeff left, because after this announcement came out, Young Jeff posted this. Quote tweeted his tweet here, departing with OTK, and said, anyways, my DMs are open for side gigs. So we know this is at least part of the reason why Young Jeff left. And this is what Mizkif had to say. Oh, I had the bookmark the entire time. Look at Young Jeff. How do so many people do I have to know? Young Jeff worked at OTK. That's all you need to know, really. He's done a lot of behind the scenes stuff. That is what Mizkif had to say. I would not go to Kick, period. That's it. Why? Their owner maybe try to kill myself. I would not go to Kick. Is he? I can't tell if he's joking about this or if he's being serious. You can never tell with Mizkif.
Exclamation mark, play. I will not go to Kick. Period. Exclamation point, play. Period. That's it.
Talking about Train?
That's all you need to know.
You know, that makes sense. Given, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I forgot Train was involved. And to be fair, that's probably the smartest person involved with this entire situation is Train, by keeping his name out of whatever Kick is doing now. Right? He's still co-owner, right? But like, I forgot about him. I did. Train started it. Yeah, I know, which is what I'm saying. Like, he's effectively separated himself from whatever's going on now, so he's collecting checks without being in the drama. Train started Kick? Yes. Yes. Chat, y'all don't know? Kick only started because Train got mad about the state of Twitch. And so he teamed up with Stake and made the platform. He's co-owner or co-founder. He started the platform. And Steak, no, he didn't start Steak. Steak was already there. Steak was his own thing, right? But Train was like, I'm going to leave Twitch and start my own platform. People were like, haha, yeah, whatever. Train's going to start his own platform, sure. And then he came back in like 2 months. He was like, hey, I teamed up with Steak. We're starting Kick now. And people were like, oh, okay, well, I guess he went and did it. Yeah, it's because of gambling. Yeah. Because Twitch banned gambling.
Period. That's it. That's all you need to know. I will not go. Why? I've had times where I've thought about it. I've had times where I think about it. Their owner made me try to kill myself. I will not go to Kick. I'm good. Exclamation mark, play. I will.
Yeah, now, how this works, he seems serious. No, I think he's serious now. Now that I've had extra context, I believe I believe him. I think he's being serious about this. What did Train do? You know what? I'm not gonna get into it. It's so much content. It is a long story. It's a long story involving a lot of people. I just know that there is truth to why he would not want to go to Kick. Yeah, I go look up the old lore chat. You can probably find it. Probably find Hassan talking about it, right? It involves a lot of different people, a lot of different streamers. It's just, yeah. So I believe him is my answer. But the question is like, Mizkif is still in OTK. Yeah, and somehow it was Hassan's fault. Yeah. And Pokimane. I don't even know. Is where the systems emote came from? Yeah. Well, Miz is co-owner, no? I think so. But how is it Hassan Pokimane's fault? You gotta look it up. You gotta look it up. Pretty sure Miz stepped away from OTK. Not that I've seen. I think he may be doing a silent distancing himself, but he's still a part of it. Right? He's not like, until I see like a public statement from either party, I assume that he's still involved. You know? In some capacity. He's quiet quitting by moving in a way. That's what I think as well. I think he may distance himself in terms of content creation and still cashes in checks from co-ownership, which he might do. Which means he's still benefiting from this, even if he's not involved with that move. But time will tell. Time will tell. What is this about?
He got me in Drake's case, and I said, dog, you know I've put people on stream that accuse Drake of whatever. You see,
bro, I want Sean C's hair, dog. My hair is still too short. One day.
That's the thing that, I stand full steadfast on that. I put somebody on my stream named Julian.
Yeah.
He said Drake scammed him of millions of dollars. Then you had the K-bots who said Drake killed him.
You don't think that that's a problem?
K-bots. Bro, Academic is such a dick rider, bro. He's such a dick rider. Foreign, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello, 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 hello. What's good? We're talking about academics apparently right now. And him dick riding Drake, which he tends to do quite a bit. K-bots, yeah. He's still running the line that like, he's still dick right. Like, I don't know how you can dick right Drake in the big 2025, bro. I talked about Drake, like Drake talked about Drake is his favorite anime.
Know that you're putting people on a platform that have information, quote unquote, that you can't verify or validate. That's why somebody sent me hate before when I said in that hip hop streamer video that I think he could do way more with his platform and prioritizing music over drama, when the drama can get you into problems where you encounter misinformation. So just stick to what is verifiable, what's easy to validate, but you just admitted to.
He and his friends was talking weird about a little kid. This is true. I can't show it to you. I should probably could find it. But like YouTube will give me a strike for it. I can't show while I'm live on YouTube. Because YouTube will give me a strike for it. They gave me a strike for showing it in my VOD. And I appealed it and they were like, no, but strike stays. So shout out YouTube for that community guideline strike. For showing academics being weird to a 15-year-old like little kid.
Just bringing anybody on if they have an accusation potentially. I mean, not just in Kendrick's case, but in Drake's case. You don't think that's a bad thing that you brought somebody on to just claim?
Yeah. It expires in a month though, but yeah, it's for child safety. Because I showed DJ Academics being weird to Nor. Would you stream on Kick for $1 million? For how long?
That he wronged them in such a way with no evidence whatsoever.
You know?
And maybe he did have evidence, I don't know, but like a little bit more vetting I feel like should be required before you land on such a popular platform.
That didn't help Drake. But what am I? I'm a media outlet. So I was telling him fair is fair. I was like, listen, the person who introduced me to the person who said that you paid for bought streams, I said he's friends of, and I'm gonna redact names here. He's friends of people that y'all know, not friends of Drake. Because I don't know if y'all think he like planted him there.
Wait, he's still running like the botted streams line? He's still running like the, oh, not like us had botted streams? Like, so do people not understand that this is like a part of like the Streisand effect? Like the more you talk about it, the more people are still talking about not like us. People would have moved on by now if they just shut up. Right? With all the lawsuits and all the cope and things like that, it's just you're bringing not like us back up, which brings people to care about, like, think about what happened last year, which you don't want people thinking about.
Then, and this is the last thing I said, I'm probably gonna get off. Dave Free had a moment he asked me, he said, he said, what are you getting from this? He says, is he paying you? And that was the most insulting thing and I had conversations with.
And I was insulted. Me, a Drake dick writer. I'll write Drake dick for free. You're asking me if I'm getting paid for something that I love to do? Listen, Dave Free, let me give you some advice from DJ Academics myself. If you love what you do, you're never working a day in your life. And I love Drake dick writing. Like, come on, dude. Like, have some self-respect. Have some self-respect. Please. Please. You are a grown man. Grown man.
With these men for a while. But the very idea that I was like a purchasable commodity was so disgusting. I reminded him, I said, I've been doing.
There's like so much wrong with that. Brother. What I don't get is if you thought that way about somebody potentially accusing you of taking a payoff to be on Drake's side, why don't you think that somebody like Kendrick would be similarly insulted when you accuse him or have somebody on your platform that accuses him of botting? if that's how you feel about the concept that you're on somebody's side, just socially speaking, for optics, and you're getting payment off of it, what do you think it would do to somebody or their team or their associates for parading the idea that they needed, especially at his size and his success rate, to have this artificial intervention to inflate the popularity of his song where he's never gotten that accusation before until it came to Drake? What do you think his team would take an insult to as well, if that's how you felt? See, like, I notice certain things when people come in contact with information, they either use it as a chance to either A, reflect, or B, defend. And like, when you always feel the need to just be offended by XYZ in the worst moments too, possibly, you never grow. When you don't reflect on certain things like that, I thought that would have been an amazing opportunity for him to think from that perspective and be like, damn, I get maybe why these niggas don't like what I was doing during the summer. I get why you think.
But he's just a dick writer. He's a dick writer through and through. That's all that goes through his mind is about, like, how could I defend Drake? Because he might go. Right? And if you saw Academics' like reactions to the diss tracks, right, it was literally just that. It was that it wasn't about what songs were musically better. It was about how can I defend my GOAT. Right? And it got to a point with like when not Euphoria, Meet the Grams dropped, he could not defend his GOAT at that point. Until a week later when the new talking points came down the line and was like, oh, they were also, it was fake information. You know?
I think Drake would have paid me now because I helped that narrative with no evidence for the entire summer.
Anyone can buy Ak with a DoorDash gift card.
Bro. Y'all ain't see me not laugh. I don't find fat jokes funny.
I wasn't a fat joke. That was a joke about his y'all didn't see the his leaked email? Chat, tell me you saw the leaked email that Ak leaked, right? That showed his email. No, it was so funny. It was his email. He leaked his email, like he drugged the window over. His email was all DoorDash. All DoorDash. No sponsors, no collaborations, no spam. It was like January 1st DoorDash, January 1st DoorDash, January 2nd DoorDash, January 2nd I promise you. It was so funny. It was so funny. They're all new. Order confirmation. Details of no contact order. Order confirmation. Order confirmation. Order confirmation. Order confirmation. Details of your no contact order. 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 Final receipt. They're all new. They're all new emails too. God forbid a man eat. I remember he tried to say one of Kendrick's tracks was mid and then he fell asleep in the middle of Drake's song.
Now speak on Serena, and your homeboy needs subpoena. That predator moving flocks. That name gotta be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. I lean on you niggas like another line. I know niggas like another. You niggas like a.
Stop.
I lean on.
Bro, what are you ordering from Mimas? What are you getting from Mimas, dog? I didn't even know Meatball was a restaurant that existed. Anyway, I assume that TTS was a joke about that. It could have been a fat joke too, which makes it a lot less funny.
Y'all ain't see me not laugh. I don't find fat jokes funny. The funny thing is, when you just call a nigga fat, it gets more laughs out of me. Cause I mean, just so matter of fact about it. It's just like, why? Why say that? Cause I can see it, but like, why you mention it like it wasn't visible? You get what I'm saying? Like, I know he be door dashing, okay? He didn't get this size for no reason.
Did you think I was a cheap hoe that just could be bought?
Well, then I asked the next question. You was doing all that for free?
That's what I said.
I don't think he realizes that they're not really entertaining the idea that you were bought. But it makes more sense if you were bought, because it would be like, okay, at least if you got a bag. At the end of the day, I don't like it, but I respect it.
Right? It's not even like
Money
he's not
is the
getting paid, but like Drake don't even be caring. Like Drake's not showing up to Act stream like he's showing up to Kai stream. Drake's not collabing with Act like he's collabing with Aiden Ross. Right? So like he's dick riding for Drake and he's not getting nothing for it. At most he gets a Kanye collab with Kanye in a Black Klansman robe, you know? That's as much as he gets. He doesn't get like the Drake collab. Drake's not gambling, shouting his name out. You doing this for free and nothing in response. You know, nothing back and forth. Meanwhile, man, you don't look that bad though. Okay, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, maybe I need to get you some memes. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. French Toast Bites topped with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Churro Bites. Cinnamon Apple Maple Glaze. Vanilla Sauce. Whipped Cream and Powdered Sugar. Oh, this is Kitchen Sink. French Toast Bites with strawberries, bananas, chocolate chips, Oreos, cookies, chocolate chip cookies, chocolate sauce, vanilla sauce, whipped cream and powdered sugar. This is gonna kill you. Okay. Breakfast burrito. That doesn't look bad, actually. Locations. Oh, this is freaking New Jersey. It's all New Jersey. There's no, yeah, okay, they're specific to New Jersey. RIP. I guess we'll never try Mimos. Just go to New Jersey? You know what? At 200,000 subs or follows, I'll go to New Jersey. How about that? And I'll try some meatballs out. Just to see. Move to New Jersey? I ain't going that far.
Motivator at the end of the day. But you now coming out to be like, oh yeah, nah, I did all that for free? Nigga. Word? It's so many things that come with this allegiance to Drake that isn't just about being anti-Kendrick. Being pro-Drake, amidst that whole back and forth, you're also co-signing a lot of the shit that he did to other people outside of the TDE camp and outside of the Kendrick back and forth. He didn't call it a 20v1 for no reason. So it was mad other niggas that you would have to be against to be on his side in that regard. And so, like, when they talking about it, I feel like they just asking, like, was it worth it? That, to me, is what they're asking. Not that you can be bought. Because, I mean, technically, any nigga can be bought, technically. I don't really think they'd be surprised if he did or didn't. But he can't be this damn dumb.
Stop. Okay. Not to interrupt. We interrupt this broadcast with this Asmongold clip. Trigger warning for Asmongold. So, there was this clip that Hassan watched where Asmongold was like, okay, we can find that clip too. From Hasanabi Productions. Here. I don't know if we saw it on streams, but we'll watch it. We'll look at it now. Asmongold, Hassan is a fake revolutionary. He's not on the streets putting his life on the line. Chat, he was literally protesting in the streets. Well, then he should be arrested then. Going to sit at home all day, bullocking the Trump administration. Lamau. Yeah. Stop. Okay.
You see Hassan? No, I don't see Hassan. I heard he was out there. I don't know. I think that I saw an image of it, and I think he's on like the side up the top. So he's not actually going to go down there and stand in the in this area, because if he did, he'd get in trouble. Right? Like, he has no problem LARPing as a revolutionary, but actually putting it on the line, this is going to be very different, which, to be fair, he was. Well, if he was actually doing that, he should get in trouble. Like, I mean, for sure. He was, though? Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go and double check. He already did? Oh, I'd have to double see and see it. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think all these people should just get arrested. That's really how I see it. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how like, there's no other solution to it other than that. Aren't they impeding a highway? They are. They're impeding a highway.
Think about the highway, Chad. Think about the roads. Those roads have families. And Asmongold, these creatures should deport them. Now, if those roads actually had families, Asmongold would be for deporting them. So that's how you know those roads don't have families. Asmongold watches a clip of himself in which he accuses Hassan of lobbying as a revolutionary for protesting on a highway after finding out that he actually did protest on a highway. Jeez Louise. Asmon immediately starts whining about Hassan not being arrested or banned for having done so.
Anta is fake revolutionary, not putting his strength. Well, if anything, Hassan is a fake revolutionary because he doesn't embody any of the ideals that he has, right? I mean, disliking capitalism, you're pro-Palestine, you're trying to adhere to this fucking list of companies that you're not supposed to support, but the one that you make the most money from, you're like Twitter, by the way, also owned by Elon Musk, who people are saying is a Nazi. Like, really, like, that's not the main thing. What is this?
Bro, nothing he said here made sense. By the way, nothing he said for the past 10, 20 seconds made any sense. Right? It's like he wanted to go down different paths of a dialogue tree, but then he realized none of those worked, so he gave up. Right? He's saying Hassan is not a revolutionary because he doesn't embody revolutionary. Like, he claims to be anti-capitalist, but you know, then he claims to be pro-Palestinian, but then there's a list of things and companies, and he's on Twitter that's owned by Elon Musk that some people call a Nazi. So who's really to say? Like, he didn't finish any of his thoughts. Like, he had so many different avenues to choose from. You could have said he claims to be anti-capitalist, but he has money or whatever. It still wouldn't be, you know, accurate, but it could have been something. He claims to be pro-Palestinian, but he doesn't support BDS because, you know, he drinks Coke. Or he claims to hate Nazis, but he's on Twitter, which is some people call a Nazi platform. He didn't finish any of these things. He didn't go through any of those. He said this.
That's right. I mean, dislike. Anta is fake revolutionary, not putting his strength.
Well, yeah, he also tried to go to like Amazon as BDS and you stream on Twitch, but he didn't say that either. He didn't finish any of his thoughts. It sounds like word vomit.
Hassan is a fake revolutionary because he doesn't embody any of the ideals that he has, right? I mean, disliking capitalism, you're pro-Palestine, you're trying to adhere to this fucking list of companies that you're not supposed to support, but the one that you make the most money from, you're like Twitter, by the way, also owned by Elon Musk, who people are saying is a Nazi. Like, really, like, that's
like,
not the
he
main...
did not finish a complete thought there at all. It was literally just words out. I don't know if it's because Asmongold didn't remember the ends of the talking points. Like, he read the first half of the story and then he didn't read the second half, and so he just has to move on. Like, he didn't finish a single thought here. Alluding to hypocrisy. Yeah, he's just like, Hassan claims to hate capitalism, but and he also claims to be pro-Palestinian, but he also claims that he's adhering to this list that he can't deal on, but he makes the most money on. And also he's on Twitter, which some people would say are owned by Nazis. Like, none of that made any sense. But I guess he's hoping that people fill in the gaps in their minds about what he's trying to say. But it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you listen to the words that he is saying, without any knowledge about Hassan or Asmongold, it makes zero sense. You're not coming to any conclusion at all. About Hassan. I've literally never heard Asma make a clear sense. He reminds me of the line by Immortal Technique. If you go platinum, it's got nothing to do with luck. It means you have 1 million people who are stupid as fuck.
Thing. What is this? You see Hassan? No, I don't see Hassan. I heard he was out there. I don't know. I think that I saw an image of it. I think he's on like the side of the top. So he's not actually going to go down there and stand in the in this area, because if he did, he'd get in trouble. Which he did like, go down there. No problem LARPing as a revolutionary. Yes, exactly. Yes, no, you're right. What a great own. He actually did go down and commit a crime. I expected him not to do that, because it would be stupid and detrimental and bad, and you would.
But he did do it, so you were wrong, though. So if you consider that revolutionary action, you say Hassan's not going to do it because he's a fake revolutionary, and he did do that. Now the goalpost has shifted, right? The goalpost has moved. Now Hassan still is a fake revolutionary, right? He's still a fake revolutionary because he doesn't believe the things that he does until he does. But now he's also a criminal, so now he should go to jail.
Would put your channel at risk, but Hassan knows you won't get in trouble. Yeah, great idea. And streaming it. Yes, self-reporting the entire time. This is going to be very different, which, to be fair, he was. Well, if he was actually doing that, he should get in trouble. Like, I mean, for sure. He was, though? Yeah, I don't know. No, he should be arrested again. Just sits on bootlicking and Trump administration. Bootlicking is whenever you think that somebody should get arrested for standing in the highway. I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, like, yes, actually. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're a cuck. Asman, I don't know what to tell you. You're a cuck. You are a cuck to power. You are a bootlicking cuck. You're a little dog that does whatever the people in power tells you. Right? You're a good little mouse. You're a good little rat that will scurry along when you're told to scurry along from the comfort of your own house. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's true. Right? You're a cuck and a coward, and you're also wrong. You're incorrect. You also have no consistent position. Right? You called Hassan a fake revolutionary for not going out onto the street. Right? You said, Hassan won't do it. Right? Because he's too scared. Right? And then when he did it, he's like, oh, well, he's still a fake revolutionary, but also he should get in trouble for it. You're a cuck. That's it. There's nothing more to say about that. Right? There's not.
Know that. A lot of people didn't know that. But, you know, we had a whole election that was decided that found out that most people actually didn't know that. But that's where we're at.
We didn't know what are you talking about?
For standing in the highway. Arrested for standing in the highway. I didn't know that. A lot of people didn't know
you're
that.
You're looking for saying you shouldn't stand in the highway, yeah.
But, you know, we had a whole election that was decided that found out that most people actually didn't know that. But that's where we're at. And let's see if I can find the rest of the song. Gets fucked already. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's probably not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about it. That's what I think. Let me see here if I can find the rest of these. So he did not say thank you.
What? I don't know what that was about. Honestly, that's the biggest crime. He's right. He did not say thank you. How dare. Yeah, didn't even say thank you. I think I covered most of what I wanted to cover today, unless there's something else. I'll spare you from not seeing what Destiny has to say. You've been spared. Any final thoughts, chat? Please, the Wesley thing? What did Wesley have to say? What did Wesley have to say? Oh, yeah, I did see that I Shall Be dusted Ashton Hall 4 separate times. 4 separate times. Free Wesley. I just want you to remember. Actually, you know, I'll read this first. He said, but you're so salty and hungry for mentions, it's crazy. You stand for nothing, just hungry and cloud. The funny part is nobody's mentioning you is crazy. You get clowned for a chatter for having a fake mention by Ludwig. Lamau. Wesley was begging to come back, by the way. You begged to be back in here, Wesley. I want you to see this. I want you to hear this. Wesley begged. Please let me back. Please let me back. Please let me back. Please, I want to be in chat again. Please. Please, I want to be in chat again. I'm so sorry. He begged. He begged and he begged and he begged and he begged. And the one moment I timed him out because he was not listening is where he's like, I'm out of here. I'm leaving. The same Wesley you gave a second chance to. Yeah, he lasted a total of 2 days, by the way. He lasted a total of 2 days. And now he's crying like a bitch. I said, Sean said if Wesley's unban request does not have his homework, he's not going to be denied request. Unbanning, unban so Sean can reban him so he can do his homework. Oh yeah, he conceived. This was the one it was. Wait, was it 10 days? I guess it was 10 days. So yeah. Well, cry. Also, I just want to point out that Wesley was also a few days ago talking about like, man, this community is so good. You allow so much dissent and you allow things and people are so nice to me here. Where's it at? Let me pop the chat out at least. Out here. Oh, here. It's like, this is why I love Sean. Getting into an argument with the chatter instead of an insta banning a different voice. Yeah, but you guys are so respectful. And because I remember seeing this, I read this, I was like, I will ban you if you're annoying though. Right? He's like, yeah, but you guys are so respectful. This was Wesley a few days ago. Until Wesley himself was being annoying and I banned him. Then it's like, wow, you can't take any criticism. Wow, how dare you can't take any criticism. Let him back in because it'd be funny to watch him. I'll try to apologize and go back to his shit talking. I will not be doing that. What I will do, I'll unban and I'll reban him so he can do another unban request. And so we'll see what he has to say. So we'll see in 10 minutes if he has anything else he wants to add. Weekly Wesley segment. Wait, why is this green? But yeah, here. Ashton, why are you leaving, bro? Speed, I won 3 times. You're scared because your image. Those Instagram clips are all over with. You're slow, my boy.
What's everybody you scared because all your image is over with. What's everybody saying? All his Instagram image is over with. He not fast. You lost 3 times to me. Come on. You slow, my boy. Why are you leaving? Take your L. Faster than me. Why are you leaving? Because I beat you 3 times. No, you did. Losing them. What's everybody you scared because all your
It's time for me to expose Ashton Hall. Speed versus Ashton Hall. Let's get this shit right. It's over for you. Go!
Let me make it bigger.
He's slow as fuck. He's slow as fuck. Fuck this nigga. I'm out. Boy, fuck out of here. What I say? What I say? Too slow. Stop playing with me, dude. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Go. And you.
I'm ready. I'm ready to run again.
Take your
If
L.
you really can beat me, I don't want to race you again. Wow.
It's time for me to expose Ashton Hall.
Yeah. Yeah. He got cooked. He got cooked.
Fuck this nigga. I'm out. Boy, fuck.
Ashton's still faster than 99% of us. Not faster than speed, though. That's all that matters. I ain't claiming to be a runner. He ain't running. He ain't tractor. Speed is leaner, so is anyone surprised? Apparently, Ashton was surprised. Also, no, like, that's not also not a direct indicator of how fast you are. Like speed did relatively well against Noah Lyles, right? He still lost, but he did relatively well. Speed's not slow. He's fast for how heavy he is. Still lost the race. Maybe he should dunk his head in some more Saratoga water. Didn't Speed beat some dudes at NFL Combine? To be fair, not everybody in NFL, it's for the same reason Ashton Hall didn't beat Speed, is like they're very heavy. They have a lot of muscle mass on them, right? So like that's not insanely surprising. What is surprising is that Speed is like completely like untrained, right? And if he trained, he'd probably be a very good contender in at least collegiate sports. Like that's he's of that age. Like Speed is of the age that if he was in college, like he would be like a sophomore, right? And so he could run collegiate level. And I think he'd be like not untouched, but like he'd perform very well. Right? Ethan is protest posting about tankies? Sure. Untrained and close to actual Olympic runners in a race? Close is, I think close is an oversimplification, but he performs in those races. For sure. He's not slow. Let's see. Wait. Is this new? I feel like he posted this a few days ago. Did he post it again? Yes, no, he did. Is he reposting it? He posted this video. Out of respect to these amazing protesters, these tanky scumbags showing up to sabotage these good people's protests. We oppose fascism, we oppose ICE, and we demand liberty because we love America. Loving your country is good, not a sin. It's because we love it and we nurture it, and tend to it, enrich it, and improve it. If all you do is hate America, you only court destruction like the tankies. I stand with these protesters in loving America. But you don't stand with the protesters, right? You're in your freaking Bel Air McMansion. Right? Like, I will give this to Ethan if he was actually on the protest line. But he's not. He's not, because he won't take himself out there.
We don't condone burning the flag at all. At all. Nobody's burning no flag.
Go stand with them if you stand with them, yeah. You mentioned the hashtag Gandhi, yeah. I don't have to love America to hate fascism or ISIS, not hard to understand, yeah. Tankies has no meaning. That's also true. Tankies does have no meaning. But like, you don't have to like condone burning the flag or whatever. Like, you can oppose ISIS without like opposing America. But again, I will entertain none of those talks from freaking Ethan Klein, right? Because he's only left bashing. That's all he's doing is left bashing, right? His entire thing is I'm going to bash the left. That's all I'm going to do. He doesn't care about opposing ICE, right? Because he'll spend more time yelling at and criticizing the violence than he does criticizing the actual drivers behind them. He is the white moderate. He's the white moderate that I talk about in my newest video that you should watch, by the way. He's no different than these people.
Well, it all depends on the question.
These people. He's no different. Right? Than this person. Directly, there's no difference between Hutch and this person. Martin Luther King, before his assassination, called this person out directly by saying that he condemns the people who condemns the violence from black people more than they condemn the drivers behind that violence. I've almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling block in the stride towards freedom is not the white citizen counselor or the Ku Klux Klaner, but the white moderate who is more devoted to order than to justice, who prefers a negative peace in which the absence of tension to a positive peace which is the presence of justice. But yeah, 60 Minutes is my favorite guy in the video. Oh yeah, the FBI guy. This was one of the funniest parts of the stream yesterday.
Been your reaction over the last couple of days since Martin Luther King was murdered?
Well, no comment.
No comment? No comment? Jesus, how racist is this guy, bro? How racist is this guy?
I haven't got nothing to say about that.
No comment on his death whatsoever?
Oh no, he did it, bro. This guy's FBI. I wanted to say that as soon as he came on the screen, I was like, this guy is FBI for sure. But him being like, no comment, dog, he's FBI. He killed him. He killed. He killed Martin Luther King for sure, 100%. He helped with the assassination.
No feelings about it?
Well, I feel sorry that things like this have happened, naturally, and it's just one of those things that has to be corrected, and it's a long time being corrected. That's the trouble.
What do you think could be done to...
What does he mean by that? It was one of those things that had to be corrected and it was a long time coming? What does he mean by that? I'm telling you, this man is the man who did it. Yeah, arrest this man, bro. Throw him in prison. I'm telling you, this guy's the FBI.
To correct it now.
And it's a long time being corrected. That's the trouble.
What do you think could be done to correct it now?
Well, I think they're on the right path anyhow. I think they're doing a lot of talking about it and preaching and whatnot. I think that'll conclude the whole situation.
Has your general reaction to Negroes changed at all?
No, it never has. I do business with some of these people.
I do business with some of these people.
You ashamed this happened in America?
I am, yes. It's a disgrace, I think.
What's wrong with America, then?
Nothing's wrong with America. I'm 100% American.
Why does it happen here?
I guess I wouldn't know. They've got too many of the foreign element coming in here. I think it's wrecking our country.
What do you mean by the foreign element?
Well, they're coming from all over the world, and it makes it rough for the average American person.
You what,
Nothing has changed. They're coming in through the border. They're coming into the border. Folks. Bro, this is Donald Trump. This is Donald Trump.
Second, third generation American?
No, I'm the second, yeah.
Where'd your parents come from?
Germany. My father came from Germany when he was a very
My last name, Hans Paperclip. Hans Paperclip. Stop. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This was my favorite guy. Yeah, in this video as well. It was so good. It was so good. I love this video. It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's the gift that keeps on giving. As he's Jewish. I mean, yes, he could be, his father could be a Jewish refugee fleeing the Holocaust. Could also be could be German national. We don't know. Right, but he's 100% American. We don't know.
A young man.
And you think anything unusual about the rioting that's occurred since Martin Luther King's death?
No, I wouldn't say that, no.
Doesn't upset you?
Not well, everybody's upset about this whole situation. What can they do about it?
Well, what would you do about it now?
Well, I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, the way it's going is out of hand completely right now. When I have to bring out the militia, why, it's pretty rough.
Should black Americans and white Americans be the same?
He's saying you have to bring up the militia to quell the riots? Bro, he's saying bring out the Marines. He's saying bring out the Marines. He's saying bring out the Marines to stop the riots. It's literally the exact same. It's literally the exact same. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed.
Well, I think we should all unite, and it's one thing we have to do to keep peace today.
So yeah, this is my video, Peace for Protest, Then It versus Now. How liberals never change. I'm just guessing, but I believe a Jew fled to Germany at the time wouldn't complain about people coming to America. We just don't know. He also he said he's 100% American, which, you know. Did you watch the clip of the H3 door coming to the the protest? I've seen it. Because like H3 was right, by the way. Right?
As Amy Cesar says, fascism is colonialism and imperialism turned inwards.
Yo, I'm looking for iDubbbz. Have you guys seen them anywhere?
iDubbbz?
Yeah, you watch
Oh, he said I was looking for iDubbbz? I didn't hear that part. I'm looking for iDubbbz. Is he here anywhere? Bro. Imagine this being your freaking your Saturday. Like, bro, for my Saturday, I'm gonna go to the protest, but not to actually protest. I'm gonna go find Hassan, and then I'm gonna be like, bro, I'm looking for iDubbbz. Is iDubbbz here?
I don't think he's here, man. What's up? What's your name? Mark, nice to meet you as well.
Don't be silly.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good dude.
And then like Hassan's like being like nice and cordial to him. Like, oh, what's your name, bro? He's like, I don't know, say Mike. He's like, oh, you know, nice to meet you. He's like, yeah, I heard you were best friends.
I like him a lot. I don't think he lives here, so.
I guess I was operating on outdated information. Great to see you.
I guess I was operating on outdated information. Just get to know. I guess I was operating off of outdated information.
Outdated information. Great to see you out here, man.
Yeah, you too.
Also, H31.
Okay.
We're live right now, yeah.
What's going on? What's happening? Who are you with?
Freelancers doing a press.
As a
Also H31. Sure, cool. What did they win? I don't know. A prize. This guy did this twice. First time Son of Mars didn't even notice. Really? That's so funny. Imagine having to spin back the second time to be like, well, I'm back. You didn't hear me the first time, so I gotta reiterate it. H31, don't you know? H3 won, don't you know? Yeah. Was he submitted another request? Sure. What did he say this time? This is my excuse. What is this? Oh, it's just a Rickroll. Yeah, you couldn't have been funnier, Chatter. That's all you could bring? Just a Rickroll? A poop stop could have been funnier. The lamest thing I've ever seen. Yeah. If it was funny, I would have genuinely, if it was funny, I would have accepted it. But I'm gonna deny it. We're gonna close the chapter on Wesley. We had a funny segment of time making fun of Wesley. But we're gonna close the chapter here. 07's in the chat for Wesley. Rip you. Chatter. Rip you. Wesley is gone. Gone but not forgotten. Wait. Gone but forgotten. I don't even remember who we were talking about. Anyway, watch my newest video. Is what I have to say. Let's see how it's doing today. Is the video doing well? Refresh. Not really. Maybe it's because I'm still live. You know what? I'll redirect you all to watch my newest video. We are less than 100 away from 15.5K subscribers on YouTube. That's pretty cool. It was posted 2 hours later than I usually do. I usually post. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I was about to go get the Henny.
What if I don't? Mods ban that guy. Adrian, think of the 5 gifted subs. Much appreciated. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Chat, you know, oh, wait, are gifted still half price or 35% off?
Number 1 seed debuff.
They are. 48 hours left. 1 day left, chat. 1 day left on the sale. 35% off all gifted subs. We're currently at
I was about to go get the
Henny. $8.85. MP Shark, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Much appreciated. We're currently at $8.85. And so if you wanna help me out a little bit, you got some extra money. At this point, getting banned is an endearment. True. It's for the best. Also, talent enthusiast, thank you for the 8-month free subscription. But yeah, if we can get to 1K subs, what do we do at 1K subs? $3, 2 days, not one. Well, it's 1 day and 11 hours technically. Combined with the 30. No, I'm not doing longer than 30. 1K hour stream. If I didn't have a job, I'd do a subathon. Hello, new chatter. Hello, new chatter. I hope you're well. IRL stream? Maybe. I'm thinking about IRL streaming the protest tomorrow. The No Kings protest. But that usually happens after I stream anyway. So I have to see if I can what that would look like. Oh, there's a lot of new chatters. What's going on, new chatters? How y'all doing? What are y'all coming for? Are y'all coming to watch Hassan? Hassan's just not live yet. Conservatives are losing their mind over the No Kings thing. They think it's a huge paid Antifa thing. LOL. Found you through Hassan. That makes sense. Welcome in. We hate Hassan here. How dare. Ludwig collab when? I don't think a Ludwig collab is happening anytime soon. You're my Zoomer streamer. Thank you. Better me than Aiden Ross. Real said he'd be down to show up. I did see that. I need to plan what I'm gonna do. This man's in the sucking place. Yeah, we looked at this already. Ludwig Durag stream. Ludwig already did a Durag stream. You're my favorite streamer besides Pokimane, Valkyrie, and Tina Kitten, and that's crazy. Durian put me on to you. I've learned a few times when you showed Aswell I had to say something. W. You see Zoran rapping? I did see Zoran rapping. We see it again though. We can end on this. But if you want to give subs, chat. Wait, dude, does the discount also count for me? Let me check. Because technically, hear me out, technically, right, one sub equals $6 and I get 70% of it. So I get $4 off of every sub. But if it's one sub and then the sub cost 30, it's 35% off, which means it's 0.65. So the sub will cost like $4, 3.9, and I get 70%. So technically I'm paying Twitch 30% times 0.3. That means I'm technically only paying $1.17 per sub instead of the normal $3 that I would pay, because I'd still get 30% of it. Money go up. No, I'm still losing money technically. But if I give 20 subs, right, it'll cost me a little over $20 for those 20 subs. It's not a bad rate though. Where I pay $7 for a sub, they don't make up the difference even if there's a sale. I don't know actually. I don't know if I have to pay the difference or if Twitch eats the cost of the difference. Well, let's see. Gift sub. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, for gifting 5 subs, I am paying with taxes $19.45 plus $1.41 for taxes for 5 gifted subs. I don't know the math thing. If you get 70% and you're paying 65%, no. Subs are, I get 70% of the sub, right? Itself. And so I don't think I get 70% of the taxes, right? So like if the sub is $6, I get 70% of that. And if the sub is 35% off, I get 70% of that 35% off.
I was about to go get
right?
Penny.
So it'll be $6 times 0.65 times 0.7. And so I would get 273. And Twitch would get the 171. right? So if I add plus 171, it'll be, that's not right. 6 times 0.65 times 0.3. 117. I missed, freaking dyslexia. I messed up the numbers. Twitch gets 117. I get 273. Right? But because I'm paying the sub, it would only cost me this amount of money. Because I would get the 273 for every sub that I post, but Twitch would still take the 117 from if I get my sub. Right? So it's still costing me money in the long term, but it's only costing me 117 per sub. And when I get paid out, the 273 per sub goes back to me. Does that make sense? Hassan, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. And Jordy Darko, thank you for the 5-month resubscription. Much appreciated. Anyway. Here, it's a treat from me to you. Let's get this train going, chat. Let's get this train going.
Sean D.A. Black gifted a tier 1 sub to Word Peasants.
That's right.
Sean D.A. Black gifted a tier 1 sub to Director Named Male.
Imagine this actually works. There was a time where
about to go get the Henny.
I think it's gonna go through all of them. There was a time where
about to go get the Henny.
There was a time where I actually made money on subs during September. Chat, remember that? Like I would give subs
about to go get the
and I would actually make money in the long term. Because it was like this, essentially. Here, I'll show you.
About to go
Wait,
get the Henny.
I'm watching your clips on YouTube for a while. I figured out I owe you a sub. Thank you, Big Frankie. Much appreciated. You don't have to do that, but I will take it if you do. Paint. I mean, glitch. It wasn't even really a glitch. It was a.
Black gifted a tier 1 sub to Elvis 1017.
It was a function of the system. So basically, what happened was randomly. I know, not randomly. Every time.
Tier 1 sub to Carly once.
Every time you gifted a sub during September, so this was during September. Okay, I get it.
Sub to Life or Death.
Every time you gifted 5 subs or more, right? 5 or more subs, Twitch would gift an extra 1 to what was it? 1 to 5, right? Subs on top of that. Okay. Right? This was happening during September. Because like I think Valorant and Riot Games subsidizes the subs. So every time you gifted 5 or more subs, you would get, so 5 subs turned into between 6 and 10 subs, right? For the price of 5 subs. And so this is when subs cost $5 per sub. And so what this meant was that it's $5 per sub, right? If you get 5 subs at least, you're paying $25 for 5 subs, right? So it's either $25 for 5 subs normally for 5 subs. But during this promotion, it's 6 times 5, which is $30, or 10 times 5, which is $50. So 25 for 5, right, turns into, which is dollars, turns into from 30 for 5, or between 30 for 5 and 60 for 5, right? And so we're going to use this number as the number for like the worst case scenario. So I get 70% of every sub with Partner Plus. So of the $30, I would get 21 of those dollars. And Twitch would get $9, right?
Sean the Black says,
I'd get
"She's my
21.
African princess."
Twitch would get 9.
Arian Designs Games just subscribed.
But you noticed something, chat. Normally, subs cost $25. Right? For 5 subs. And so if I pay $25 for 5 subs, I would get $21. And so I'm only losing $4 for 5 subs. But if I rolled high, right, it's $60 for 5 subs, which means I would get $42 for 5 subs. Because Twitch can gift an extra 5 subs on top of that. Right? And so that'd be 42, which means I would be up, right? $25 if you do 25 minus 42, which is 17. I'd be up 17. And so I could roll the dice by gifting myself 5 subs. And I could either lose $4 or I could make $17 or somewhere in between. And so it was basically gambling with Twitch. This is what September was like last year. But because you can get between 1 and 5, if you get 2 subs, right, it wouldn't be 30, it'll be $35, yeah. It'll be 35. So what number of subs would it to make it worthwhile? I'm curious about. Now, if you get 2 subs, you're just barely losing money. But if you get 3 or more subs, you get right, 3 or more subs, you would make money on. So basically, between 1 and 2, you would lose money. From 3 to 5, you would make money. Right. So yeah, you have a 2 and 3 odds to make money in this situation. So what you should have been doing at this time, if you wanted to maximize your profits, is just keep gifting yourself 5 subs over and over and over again, because there's a high likelihood, due to statistics, that you would make money by Twitch by doing so. It would cost money up front. So if you had $1,000 to drop in, you can drop $1,000, and potentially make from plus, if it's like 40 times 0.7, plus $3 to plus $17 in this range in the long term. Theoretically, at least. But here's to hoping that they do it again this year. As always, the rich get richer. True. Anyway, let's see Zoran rap a little bit. Also, you can still gift me sub, chat. We are currently less than 90 away. Okay, hear me out. If y'all gift me 80 subs, I can gift the rest of the subs to 1,000. How about that? Eh? Or give me primes, chat. Primes are free. Imagine Lucky on getting a +5. That'd be a 17K profit for basically free. Anyway, while we do that, let's see Zoran rap.
I got the same mysterious chapati origins of India, but born in Eugene. Rock brown skin, bandi muna Ugandaru, Yembeko, Muru Zugune, Muru Ganda. So I take my kavera, get it pat like a big panda, cause I wanna eat it early, so before I match it tanda. Chapa was a part, now it's the whole me, Rubitano, yeah, bay, quata quata kudiro. Quata quata kudiro.
Yo, okay, I didn't think those would actually work. Alexander Vibes, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Arian Design Games, thank you for the 11-month subscription. Debbie, thank you for the Prime, W Prime user. Ben Fierce, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Jordan Darko, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. How far are we? Cause actually working nuts. It was a fair deal. We're still a little bit away, little ways away, chat. We need like 40 more, I think. 40, 50 more. Never mind, don't rank this, man. That's crazy.
Quata cordeiro. Quata cordeiro.
Wait, I want to see the other verse. Also this. Can I get someone to a song this week? I'm broke. You broke?
Go ahead, make a rap for your naughty. It's a rap. Get the guap.
Rich get richer.
Spin the rack on your naughty. Spin the rack. Come through, give a dab to your naughty. If you really feeling good, spin a track for your naughty. Go ahead, make a rap for your naughty. It's a rap. Get the guap. Spin the rack on your naughty. Spin the rack. Come through, give a dab to your naughty. If you really feeling good, spin a track for your naughty.
I
How do people find this? Think YouTube's gonna claim me for this? Probably.
Another hunt.
Yo! King everything for the 5 gifted subs. Much appreciated. We're almost there, chat. Level 5 hype train. We're almost there. What did I say? Let's say 80. I'll get the last 20. So yeah, we're on our way. We are 50 subs away. Sirens in Israel right now. Wasn't there sirens yesterday as well? Okay, thank you for the 50 bits. I was gonna do a backflip on 1K. I will break my neck. Joshua, thank you for the 5 get the subs. My back. My back. Ugh. Ew. Chat, I can't find real articles. I gotta go to these like OSINT Twitter aggregator accounts. Israeli anti-ballistic interceptors seen launching over Tel Aviv. Yes, unfortunately. Ugh. So Al Jazeera live. They're not talking about a strike on Israel. This is talking about the strikes in Iran. Anyway, I do have a meeting in a little bit. Before I go, I wanted to run a calculator.
I was about to go get the Henny.
Can you give it 5 more get the subs? Much appreciated. $41.72 times 0.7 equals 30. Wait, that's not right. It'd be 10 times 6 times point. Wait. That can't be right. Yeah, that can't be right. Okay, because I gave it 10 subs, right? And it said it charged me $41.72. Right? Which is like 6 times 10, because $6 per sub is 60, but times 0.7, which is 42, which means I should be getting $42 for every 10 subs. Which means I technically made it. This is correct, like 10 cents by gifting 10 subs. That doesn't sound right to me. Company's $51 with the sale. That's crazy. I don't know if Twitch is subsidizing it. We are 50 away. Rocket just landed on a high rise in Israel.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
Check one child, thank you for the 500 bits.
بالظن أنها الصواريخ التي أعلن عن إطلاقها من إيران، ولكن واضح أن هناك دخان كثيف يتصاعد في هذه المنطقة من
Well, you only get paid 30% of the 65% off the original. Oh, you're right. You're right. That makes sense. So it's this times this. That makes sense. This is the number I got before. Okay. Which means Twitch is not like, which means the subs off is subsidized by us. Shaq Munchal, thank you for the 500 bits. Much appreciated.
مجددا وسائل الإعلام الإسرائيلية إذاعة الجيش الإسرائيلي تقول بأن
We'll see. I don't know what this means. Also don't know if they're striking American targets. And that's the real decider of like World War III. Like style conflicts. But we'll see. You know what? I'll end off by doing this. For the people who stayed.
Sean D.A. Black gifted a tier 1 sub to Crocomire.
He's gonna go through all of them again, aren't they?
I was about to go get the Henny.
I'm at Anna's King. Thank you. I am. This is where I'm gonna call it, chat. Watch my newest and latest video, is what I will say. Peaceful protest, then and now, how liberals never change. I might change the thumbnail on this. And put Ethan Klein in the thumbnail, honestly. But yeah, thank you so much, chat. Make sure I have. What? PV, you're filming at some protest and you have a camera with 20K optical zoom, video to come. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, I do have to go though.